What's going on, everyone? So, Los Angeles Lakers are going to have an excellent offense. I truly believe that they're going to be top 3 to 5 at worst. They were one of the top offenses in the league the back half of the season when they implemented Rui into that starting unit, and I only think it'll be better this year. Obviously, you'll have a year of chemistry under your belt, but I also think that JJ Redick is really actually running sets and actions, and you see constant ball movement. We've had the 3 days of training camp, getting ready for a preseason game, first preseason game later today, and you're gonna have this team, I believe, a real well-oiled machine at some point. Hopefully, it's right out the gate for the Lakers. Hopefully, it's not something that takes, 30, 40 games. But I do think that you're going to look back and go, oh, wow, their offense is incredible. Now, there are concerns about the defense, but offensively, I really do think, based on what we've seen with the training camp, based on how we've seen this team kind of operate through training camp. Obviously, training camp is not the regular season, but the things that they're going to do are going to implement once you get to the actual regular season. And we saw even last year how the Lakers looked when they actually ran sets. And it wasn't just LeBron James dominating the basketball for 20 of the 24 seconds on the shot clock and then kicking it out to a shooter or anything. When there was actual real ball movement. Talked about it all season. Whenever the Lakers got 30 or more assists, they won. Right? Like, when the ball's moving and you're keeping the defense on their toes and you're keeping the defense guessing, and you find and exploit those defensive breakdowns, you're going to have a lot of success on the offensive side of the basketball. And the more easy offense you're able to generate, the more offense that you're able to do without having to overexert yourself, the better the Lakers defense will likely be. Now, with the starting five, again, you're going to get another year of just now a full year of this five. Obviously, if a trade happens or something like that, that could change. But assuming, we're going off of what we know, this 5-man unit just has a ton of offensive versatility. Now, there is concerns about the bench as well, because your 5 best offensive players are on the basketball court in the starting 5. So you're really going to have to do a good job of sprinkling them throughout with several of the bench players, right? JJ Redick's talked about how he wants to run a 9-man rotation. So I do believe that you'll have 2, maybe even 3 of the starters on the court always, constantly, right? Like, so, at the 7-minute mark, you take out LeBron and like Reeves, and you keep D'Lo, Rui, Anthony Davis, maybe bring in Max Christie, and then maybe slide Rui to the 4 and bring in a Jared Vanderbilt when he's healthy, or Dalton Connect, or whoever, right? You'll probably see things like that, and it'll be something like where it's now D'Lo, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, Rui, and Anthony Davis. Then Anthony Davis will go to the bench, right? Insert Jackson Hayes or Koloko or whomever, and then Rui goes to the bench, and then you'll have, LeBron come back in, right? You kind of just cycle through your key 5 guys. So I think that'll be really good. But you have also different looks with this 5-man unit, right? Even JJ Redick has talked about that, like maximizing Rui, getting Rui on the block. Right? I could see something where you got LeBron at the 4 on defense, but kind of slotted more as he would be a 3 on offense, so Rui can kind of be maximized better on the block, as a cutter towards the rim, towards the basket, rather than just tucking him to the corner 3 all game long. Right? Like, that was the problem last season, is that there was no real movement. Right? It was just so stagnant. We'd get in these like offensive lows where guys are just standing around, and you're defaulting to LeBron to try to make a play, or you're defaulting to Anthony Davis to try to make a play, rather than hey, we have 5 offensive weapons out there that each can go get you 20 plus on any given night. Every player in this starting 5 have all scored 20 plus on any given night, 30 even. Like, why wouldn't you want to maximize that? Why wouldn't you want to run real actions and real sets? Right? You want to break down the defense as much as possible and really start to exploit different areas and have these different breakdowns in which you're generating the easy offense. And then you add in the defensive side of things. Now, again, I don't think that they're ever going to be this like elite defense, right? Like, I don't think they're going to be a team that's top, at least the starters. Let me correct this. The Lakers do have defense pieces. Gabe Vincent, if healthy, Jared Vanderbilt. We've seen us be middle of the pack defensively and then go and trade for Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt healthy made us the best defense in the league at that point with the same guys you got right now, right? So, but I do think guys like Rui, guys like Austin Reeves, guys like D'Angelo Russell can at least be serviceable defensively to where, yeah, you're not a top 5 defense, but, you know, you're a top 3. Maybe I wouldn't even be shocked if they're the best offense in the league. But let's say they're top 3 offense, and let's say you're 12th in defense, right? Like, you'll be good enough to where you'll be a top 3 to 5 seed at worst, and you'll be good enough to, really compete in the playoffs, night in and night out, for a 7-game series. But if you're this team where, because offenses, I don't care how good your offense is, every offense gets in a little stints where you can't buy a bucket. And you need to be able to rely on your defense to get the occasional stop, to be able to at least slow teams down, rather than just getting ran through while you can't score. And that's what you saw in like the Denver series, where it was like offense is clicking, we're up 20. But as soon as that offense hits that wall, we weren't even serviceable defensively. I mean, we were towards the bottom in defense. And it's like we're so bad defensively and the offense isn't cooking, and you go from being up 20 to now you're down 7, and it's like, how did that happen so fast? When you can't stop anybody, that's how it goes. But you also were missing a lot of key defense pieces. This year, you'll have some of those defense pieces. So I do think it will be up to JJ Redick and the coaching staff to kind of find that balance, right? LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're going to do LeBron James and Anthony Davis things. You know what you're going to get. You're going to get 50 to 60 points a night from these two, right? But what does everyone else provide? We're on the backs of Anthony Davis and LeBron James, but there's a difference between being dead weight and helping to make it easier to carry the load, right? And so we go as far as the other guys take us. It's their job to kind of navigate, but LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're the mules that are carrying the load, right? And if our role guys can consistently, game in and game out, night in and night out, provide quality offense, then you're just going to be a really good basketball team. Lakers had one of the best records in the league. Once again, you added the Rui Hachimura to the starting unit, and that was with the inconsistencies. That was with all the injuries. That was with the lack of play calling, the lack of adjustments, the lack of proper timeouts. And we still were an excellent team. Now, you add in the proper utilization of players. You add in the proper timeout calling. You add in the proper play calling. You add in the proper execution, the attention to details, the adjustments. I mean, even JJ Redick himself has said, he's open-minded. He's not going to be so ignorant that, he's not going to be willing to listen or adjust or change things. Right? And that was the thing with Darvin Ham. He never made the adjustments. He never really changed things. And if he did, it was to the extreme. Right? It was like, instead of, moving Rui, kind of making the adjustment like I mentioned earlier, right? Like on defense, have LeBron slotted at the 3, and then at the 4 on defense, and then on offense, Rui at the 4 so that we can get him on the block and better utilize him. especially in the playoffs where like Rui was essentially unplayable, right? But you could have had an easy fix. You could have had an easy adjustment to where maybe you could have gotten him and put him in position for better, easier offensive buckets, get him to start seeing the ball go through the hoop, run a little offense through him and just see how it works. You're not scoring anyway, so what's the difference? The Lakers, I do believe, under J.J. Redick, I think he's going to unlock this team. I think it'll be similar, and I'm not saying that the Lakers are the same team, but I think it will be similar to like when Mark Jackson, right, and you saw Steve Kerr take over for Mark Jackson, and Steve Kerr unlocked that offense, and that offense just became elite. I can see that happening with the Lakers, where, Darvin Ham, he was able to get to the conference finals. He was able to do certain things that, were successful, right? But he didn't know how to properly utilize and get the most out of his players in this team, where I think J.J. Redick's going to be able to do that. I think he is going to make guys like Austin Reeves and Rui and guys like that more efficient, more consistent, and kind of unlock this. Again, obviously, the Warriors were the Warriors, but the Lakers have a lot of good offensive talent, a lot of really good versatility, and they have Anthony Davis and LeBron James, all right, who are at worst, top 10, top 15, maybe. I think that they're 2 top 10 players, but, if you want to say they're 12th, okay, fine. All right, but I do. I think that J.J. Redick and this Lakers team, you're about to see a show, genuinely. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? You think the Lakers are a top offensive team this season? Do you think, it's not going to happen? Again, they were last year, and I don't see that changing. I only see them getting better because I think JJ is actually going to run real sets, real actions. I think you're going to get real play calling. But how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.